In this video, we're going to be looking at solving quadratic inequalities. So this question says, if y is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 10, y is equal to this, for what values of x will y be negative? Now, negative implies less than 0. So essentially, what we're trying to solve is x squared plus 3x minus 10 less than 0. To begin with, we are going to pretend this is an equal sign. So we just have an equation, and we're going to solve for x squared plus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. So how do we solve quadratic equations? Now we know that first we make the right hand side 0, and then we're going to factorize it. Okay, so we're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 10 and add to 3. So those two numbers are positive 5 and negative 2. So when we solve this, either x plus 5 is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0, giving us x is equal to negative 5 or 2. So what we've established is this quadratic x squared plus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0 at x equals negative 5 and x equals to 2. So here it's equal to 0 and it's equal to 0 here. What we are interested in then is what happens in the other parts. So when x is less than negative 5 and between negative 5 and 2, when x is greater than 2. So what we could do then is substitute a value of x less than negative 5 like negative 6. So we've got negative 6 squared plus 3 times negative 6 minus 10. So that works out to be 36 minus 18 minus 10. So that's 36 take away 28. So we know that's going to be above 0. So this region here, okay, when x is less than negative 5 is going to be about 0. Okay, so that does not satisfy the criteria for y to be negative. So next we're going to substitute a value between negative 5 and 2. I'm going to choose x equal to 0 because it makes the arithmetic easier. So we've got 0 squared plus 3 times 0 minus 10. That's equal to negative 10, which is below 0. Okay, so this whole region, okay, is going to have a value that is below 0. So we know it's negative there. So we've just got one more region to check, which is above x equals to 2. So I'm going to choose x equals to 3. So 3 squared plus 3 times 3 minus 10, so that's 9 plus 9, take away 10, 18 take away 10, we know that's above 0. So the only region where the expression x squared plus 3x minus 10 will be negative is between x equals negative 5 and x equals to 2. So writing that out, so x has to be less than 2 and above negative 5. So this essentially is our solution. We could also solve this inequation graphically. So this quadratic x squared plus 3x minus 10, we could sketch it by first working out the x-intercepts. So essentially that's solving this equation, x squared plus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. We did that previously. We got x equals negative 5 or x equals to 2. So we have the x-intercepts negative 5 and x equals to 2. Now we know this is a positive parabola because the x squared term is positive. So I'm just going to sketch this parabola, making sure it goes through the x-intercepts properly. Okay, now we know that at that point y equals 0, and at that point y equals 0. Okay? Now, what we're trying to do is work out where is it negative. All right? So you need to understand that this line, the x-axis, is where y is equal to 0. Okay? So above that line, y is positive, and below, y is negative. So you can see that when x is greater than 2, this quadratic is positive. Likewise, when x is less than -5, the quadratic is positive. So we can see that between -5 and -2, okay, over here, it is below the x-axis, and therefore the quadratic is negative. So our solution is x less than 2 and x greater than -5.